Hey, the reason why we're doing this video is because somebody down in the comments had requested a tutorial on how to shoot something like this. And it comes to my attention that the person who commented it, his name is Bill, so shout out to Bill, yes. So, let's give it to you. Today, we're gonna do something like this. And to do that, you're gonna need a couple of things, a couple of items. Let me bring you along. Here we go. So to do something like that, we're gonna hold on. What are you doing over there? Hold on. So to capture something like that, we're going to need a product here. So if you have anything around your house, maybe a glass, maybe a cup or something like that, bring that with you. Today, I'm just going to be using my cologne. It is I forgot what cologne it is, but we're also going to be using a light. So grab yourself any light. It could be consistent lighting. It could be, sorry, not consistent, continuous lighting. It can be a lamp. It could be a strobe. It can be a TTL flash. ETTL flash, but today we're just gonna go with continuous lighting so that we can all do this together. So whoever's watching this video can do this with me. And then you're also going to need like a softbox. It could be big, the bigger the better. Can I take this off? And you're also going to need a transparent reflector. You're also going to need a camera and a tripod. So your camera goes onto your tripod, on top of your tripod. And that's pretty much it. I mean, find yourself a background. I'm using a white background here. And then my other background will be just this background here. And yeah, let's get started. So let me show you the process. So to begin, this is how your setup is going to look like. This is your continuous lighting here. And then your softbox onto the continuous lighting. And then your reflector here, your transparent reflector. Light is going to be going through here. Light is going to be going through here. That's crazy. That's some wordy stuff. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for the suggestion that the video's too wordy. Whatever. Grab your reflector and put it like behind your product here. And then shine your light through the reflector. And you can kind of see like the highlight. You could see like the highlight maybe on the side here. If I move the light over here, you could probably see the highlights going through. But you could also see a really big glare on a glass. And that's the thing we need to eliminate. We need to eliminate glare. So grab your reflector, your transparent reflector, place it like super close to your product here, and then just shine the light through with your continuous lighting, like that. When you're doing this, we need to kill all the ambient light. So I'm going to kill or reduce this to 1%. And the other light here, I'm just going to kill it. I'm going to kill the lights because ambient lighting is very crucial when you're doing continuous lighting. So if you're trying to reduce or have more of an effect, we have to kill all the lights. I'm going to do this now again, but with the ambient lights off. So here is the result. Here you can see how it looks like without the reflector, right? And then here is what you can see with the reflector. So we're going to take about 6 images. Maybe I don't need that much or that many. And I'm going to take one above. I'm going to take one here in a 3/4 view behind. I'm going to take one here in a 3/4 view on the left, 3/4 view on the right, 3/4 here in the back. And then, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then maybe one filling in here in the front. Or maybe this whole platform here. And then maybe one here in the back so I can get the inside. Make sure to set your camera from autofocus to manual. so you can manually focus your subject here. Going to be right here. I'm just going to take an image. Perfect. The image looks a bit too dark, or the highlight looks a bit too dark, so we're just going to move a little closer. Perfect. Just like that. Love that image. Yes. We're going to take another one on a 3/4 view on the left side here in the front. Okay, see how you can see that reflection? Let's add the reflector. Perfect. Cool. All right, I think we got it. Let's go pull them up on Photoshop. All right, so we are now going to open up our photos through Lightroom, Lightroom Classic. So head over to Lightroom Classic, hit import, and then find your files. We're going to hand select some of them. Here are the ones with the reflector, and you can see a drastic change. Yeah, we can include that. Love. I think we would go with. That's a really good question. Oops. This is a really good question. I'm gonna include both of them. I love just the subtle detail. Right now, we're just looking at the highlights and the details of the highlights. So, do I like this one more? Do I like this? I think I like this more. Why? I could see like the griddle and the lines here. That's like from the reflection. And then we need one for the background. I would go for this one. This one's nice. Oh, this one's even nicer. I would go for this one too. Okay, let's import. Let's compare this image with this one here. I'm gonna go for this one over the other. This we can clean with our brush tool, so we can use this photograph. We could also clean this with the brush tool, but I don't like the highlight here and how this is standing out, so we're going to reject that one. Let's include these two. So we're going to 5-star this photograph and 5-star this one. And now, since this is our, going to click and hold Control to select these. And so these are going to be exported as without reflector. Right, and then now we're going to go over with the photographs that have the reflector here. Definitely a 5-star here. I love how clean this is. Can I go any further in? Can I zoom in more? 100%? Perfect. Yeah, I might have to clean it up a little bit here and there. There's some blemishes, but that's okay. 5-star that one. 5-star this one. Is there any better highlights here? I think this is the best one we have. 5-star this one for sure. Love the subtlety on this one. What kind of, so let me choose the background first. I think I'm gonna choose this one. Reject those two. And which one do I like? I think I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna choose this photo over this one right here. So let's select all of these, export, call it with reflector. Cool. Okay, now that we have our images, and to export these settings, I have it renamed to whatever, to with reflector, without reflector. I'm exporting them to JPEG on sRGB just to upload this on the internet. I'm not gonna print this or anything like that. And my resolution at 72 pixels per inch because I'm uploading this on the internet and not printing it. But for the future, if you are going to print your photographs, and your work and stuff like that, your resolution needs to be at 300. For this video, I'm going 72. Even if I want to print it big and all that, I don't think I will. Maybe in the future I will, but I'll have to redo the whole work again. But leave your resolution at 72 if you're posting it on Instagram or online social media and stuff like that. If you're going to print, leave it at 300. And then sharpen for, I just leave it off. And yeah, and then hit export. And then now we're gonna move over to Photoshop. So close Lightroom just to, save some RAM. Open Photoshop. I usually open up my photograph through open and then find your photographs, selected works. I'm going to start out with the reflector. I don't think I want to show the results or do a lot of work for showing the result without the reflector. Did I spell reflector wrong? Reflector. No, I spelled it right, I think. So I'm going to open that all together. We're going to set our crop to Instagram format. So that'll be 8x10. Oh, select a photo that has a really good background. We're going to start with that one. So now that you have multiple of your images open with different tabs or individual tabs, we're going to select the one with a really nice background and then choose another photograph. Maybe like this one, or let's start out with this one. I feel like this one would be a lot tougher. Hit V, click and drag this photo into this one, onto this one, and voila. Now we're going to activate this one and hit this layer button, the layer mask. Control I if you're on Mac. I think it's Command I or something like that, but I'm using Windows. Hit B, reduce the hardness to 0 and size it up pretty big. And on here on your left side, you can see your foreground color and your background color. Set your foreground color to white because we're going to brush in with the black layer. There you go. I don't think I want to brush it in all the way. I just want to include this. Oops. Sorry, I did not mean to press the button. When you're filling in the details here, I'm just gonna go really quick on this. So opacity is 70. And then I just don't like this texture here, so I'm just gonna do that. All right. Since we got, we need to fill this in too. I think I really like the highlights here on the side. So with my brush and just go over it like that. I think my lines are a bit too harsh and I completely understand that. Yeah, it's a little too harsh. Okay, I'm gonna take it slow. I probably should have reduced that. All right, I'm gonna take it slow. Really take my time here, and let's see what happens. I think that's good. Let me just fill in more details up here. That is not good. You know what? I'll just fix it later. Anyways, all right. Take a look at this image here. I really love this lighting here, so we're going to brush some of it in. I think so far that is nice, but it's not the best. Okay, we're just gonna move on. So save this as complete. Hold on, not yet. We're gonna set this here on the right side. Drag that into the right side. And then we're gonna move on to the next image. So we have the highlight here. and the texture here in front. We're going to hit V, drag and drop, boom. Reduce the opacity, see what we're working with. See if everything aligns and matches up. Now we're gonna fill in some of the texture. Here we go. I remember it being like this. Perfect. Oh, I love that subtle detail. Love. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna add that in. Okay. And then what else? I think that's it for this one. We're gonna add this one on top. This one first, on top of this one. How long have I been recording? I think we're at 40 minutes right now. All right, here we go. I think that's good. I think that's really good. Love. I think I really like that so much. We gotta make it punchy though. But here's what it's looking like before, after. I think it's looking great. We just gotta clean some blemishes. Okay, here's what I've done. I've chose my first image, and my first image has this really nice background. So then I brought another image and brushed in the details here on the left. And then I added a next layer and I brushed in the details on the highlights here on the right. And then brushed in another one. No worries, I will clean this up later on in the layers here, but I brushed in the details with the reflection. I emphasized the logo. Then I removed that and kind of like try to blend it in. Wait a second. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's okay, because I think later on I fixed it up a little bit. Here's my hue brush. So I started cleaning, cleaning, clean, clean. Only thing that I don't like is this side right here. Think that is my thing. This side right here is not appropriate. I mean I did a fairly I did a really well job. I don't mind it. I mean, if I look at the photo as a whole, I mean, I don't mind it at all. But once I start zooming in and nitpick, I think this would be my nitpick here. Here, especially here. All of this on the side. I think this whole thing right here. Right here. This whole thing. I would nitpick this side of here too. And I think just like this side right here. I think just this whole top right here would be. I think it's just like the highlights, a different highlight. So there's a harsher highlight here and a softer highlight here. I think it's just, I don't know. But as a whole, I think I did pretty well. I think I did well. I still need to improve. I still need to learn different methods on how to merge the photographs together, but this is how I did it, and I hope you learned a lot too. I hope I can do this again. This would be so much fun if I did it again. And I challenged myself for using a continuous light and not a strobe. So if I could do this with the continuous lighting, you can also do this with the continuous lighting. And I believe that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.